Welcome to RPOs in the Spartan Spread System. Today we're going to be talking about Chapter 1, defining the RPO. In this chapter you're going to find some video clips of the things that we do that help define the RPO and why we run them. So we'll be discussing what we look for, how we attack, and some of the different ways that we do this. Now, the evolution of RPOs has really taken off probably the last 4 years. But now more and more you're starting to see not just bubble and now screens or fast screens being thrown all the time. Now you're seeing the ball being thrown vertically and to one-on-one receivers. And so basically offenses are getting the best matchup they can get and getting the ball to that player. And the even biggest evolution, I believe, is the use of taking wing T concepts and taking gap schemes and putting them into the RPO game, which even makes it even more deadly. So I hope you find some interesting information in this and we'll define some RPOs. In our first example here, we're going to look at box counts. And so we used to just check 2 plays in, so we'd have a run play and a pass play, not necessarily have the play action that we have or the run action that we use in the RPO. And so here's an example of what we would have looked for in a run check. So here we're running into the boundary. We have 7 offensive players in there. We have 1, 2, 3 defensive players. We're able to double team this player and get to the backer who's weak side A gap, and our running back that is able to get upfield and take the safety, which is the B gap defender. If everyone does their job and wins, it's a great concept for us. So as we run the football here, there's our ISO look, our double team, a good turnout block. We're going to get that safety. The receiver cracks, the running back picks up the corner, and if our tackle is able to stay on a little longer, we'd be scoring in the end zone. In 2005, our most popular run play, and it still is today, is inside zone, and we do it traditionally, and we also lock call it while we turn out the defensive end, and I'll show you examples of that throughout this series. As we evolved in this, our quarterback had to be a much more dynamic threat, but when we were really good at blocking it up front, it was a very dangerous play. So let's take a look at some inside zone. So in our first look here at inside zone, we have our 3-by-1 set here so that the play side can be attacked, and what I consider the play side is the side that the back is on. So we can see the DN is going to come. He's going to come up field wide and allow our running back to cut underneath that for a big run opportunity. So there's the cutback, and he's able to get out the gate. So again, we're using formations to get the box number to the size that we wanted to allow a big run. Here's a look at the end zone. So this is the problem that we were falling into, is that teams were starting to put 6 defenders in the box, and that's where we needed to see a change. Now our kids do a good job with being able to move these guys. We were better, but you see it's such a harder fill and harder to get the tough yards when the box is loaded down. As offenses were evolving, then defenses started evolving and becoming much better at defending the inside zone, which we had to come up with some new ideas. So we did come up with a way to change this up because we wanted to be able to counter react to the backer wrap. So teams were sending their DN hard down the line and then wrapping that outside backer around to defend our quarterback, which made it harder for us to get explosive play. This brought us to being able to play this power midline where we're changing who we would read. So we'd double that tackle and leave the 1 tech or the 3 tech depending on the defense that we were playing, and this allowed us to give a look that teams weren't able to wrap that backer and do some things differently. So let's take a look at this one. By making this power midline, this allowed us to have another opportunity to get our quarterbacks, especially our dynamic athletes, the football. So as you're watching this play unfold here, you're going to see we leave the 1 tech here. He's running. Because he's chasing the running back, we now have Ted blocked the middle linebacker in the DN and now created an easy lane for our quarterback to run to. and this lane leaves him just one man left to beat. And again, that's why we like quarterback runs, because it makes the defense have to defend all 11 players. And again, as those things evolve, then defenses changed and we started to see more odd fronts. So then we ended up having the overhang player that we couldn't block and run our inside zone effectively. And that led to the running the inside zone or our power midline, and then being able to throw the bubble and being able to hold that overhang. And so if he did not play the bubble fairly, that gave us a chance at a 10-yard or bigger play. So in our inside zone clip earlier, you remember they were 3 for 3 for us and the bubble wasn't there. But now they've moved their overhang player, their backer, into the box. So now we're able to have an overhang here, which he could run free and stop the run. But now we are 2 for our 3 out here, which allows us to make a big play in the bubble game. So there's the fake. Like to see a better block, but our guy's dynamic enough to make them miss to get us a first down. The other basic RPO that we do with our zone game is also the now screen, or the fast screen that we throw out to the outside receiver. We probably run this one more. One, it's an easier throw for our quarterbacks, and the other reason that we do this one is our guys lately have been way more dynamic out there and not having to change our personnel at all. So let's take a look. So on this one here, we have a 6-man box, and we are 2 for 3 into the boundary with 2 high safety look. So our fast screen is going to be pre-snap red here, and it looks like it'll be thrown. So whether they bring someone off the edge or they stay there 2 for 2, we're going to have the numbers advantage that we want there. Make a good throw, good blocks, we split them, receiver gets to the sideline, it makes a big explosive play. The last evolution, and probably when our minds really started to take off, was building in draw into our protection scheme, into our pass game. So we would be put in these 3rd and long situations at times, and the defense would play us in 2-man, and because we wouldn't be able to throw the ball, we would end up having an incompletion or making a bad decision. So then we made some couple quick game concepts that could beat man-to-man, but if the quarterback saw that his gap, typically B gap, was wide open, he'd be able to take it and run with it. And so this was kind of the beginning, the brainchild of what later becomes our RPO game. So as you can see here, it looks right now that it's kind of a man free, or there's only 1 high safety, but knowing the team that we scout, we know that this backer here, safety, is going to end up dropping back, and this backer is going to end up playing number 2. So our quarterback is reading this, and then he sees the backer bailing and chasing, and our running back is in the hole. So now our quarterback can run and take off on that built-in draw and create a big play and get us a first down and keep the chains. Here's another look at that with the running back being a little more aggressive on it. So you can see the backer is dropping back, and now B gap escape for the quarterback. He's able to take off and get the first down. So here's the end zone look. You have your big on big in your slide. Running back steps up, makes a good block on the linebacker for a first down. By building off that built-in draw, this brought us to where we are now, the evolution of it. And this is our Baler RPO, the first one that we created in 2012, where we actually would pull the guard, influencing the linebackers, getting them to fill hard, and then being able to throw the pop pass to the tight end or to the fullback, whichever guy we had uncovered based on the backer that was the force player to the edge. Like everything we'll talk about when we run these RPOs, you'll see that it's all about pre-snap identification by your quarterback. Here we have 1, 2 versus our 3, a middle safety, so the middle of the field is closed up, so we're going to try and avoid him. So you're going to see from the quarterback, he's going to have the power fake, pull, and throw, because that outside backer, the force player, ends up coming in blitzing, and then we have a play now where we can get our guys in the green grass for a big play. This ends chapter 1, defining the RPO. Be ready for Chapter 2, Inside Zone and Bubble Screens.